Haunted School of Bihar. They say old buildings keep old memories, and some memories never die. In the small town of Madhopur in Bihar, there stood an old government school, built before independence. The paint had peeled, the walls were cracked, bats slept in the corners of classrooms, and the playground was covered with dry leaves that rustled even without wind. But the strangest thing was this. After 6 p.m., nobody went near that school. People believed it was haunted. During the day, villagers laughed at the stories, but when night fell, even the bravest men avoided the path beside the school wall. Every few nights, someone heard a bell ringing inside the empty building, even though the bell had been removed years ago. Into this school came a young science teacher named Rohit Kumar. Smart, practical, modern. He did not believe in ghosts, but the students were quick to warn him. "Sir, don't stay after evening. Someone walks in the corridors," they whispered. Rohit smiled and brushed it off as superstition. Even the headmaster told him kindly, "Rohit Jai, it's better not to stay after sunset." But he didn't take it seriously. One evening, after leaving school, Rohit realized he had forgotten his bag in the staff room. It was already getting dark when he turned back. By the time he reached the school gate, a strange, cold wind blew across the empty building. The rusty gate creaked loudly as he pushed it open. Inside, the silence was heavy. He walked through the long corridor, his footsteps echoing, until he reached the staff room, picked up his bag, and turned to leave. That's when he heard it. Ting, ting, ting. The sound of the school bell. Rohit stopped. His heartbeat quickened. "There is no bell here anymore," he whispered to himself. The bell had been removed years ago and kept locked inside the storeroom. Then, why was it ringing? The ringing grew louder. Curiosity mixed with fear. He followed the sound towards the assembly area, and there, hanging from the old arch, was the iron bell, the same bell that was supposed to be in the storeroom, swinging back and forth, ringing by itself. There was no wind, no movement anywhere, but the bell kept ringing, loud, clear, unmistakable. Before he could process what he was seeing, he heard soft footsteps behind him. Tap, tap, tap. He froze. Slowly, he turned around. A little girl stood at the end of the corridor. She wore a faded white school uniform. Her hair was wet, dripping as though she had walked through rain. Her skin was pale, and her eyes looked empty, hollow, but sad. "Sir," she whispered, "my notebook." Rohit felt his legs weaken. Who are you?" he managed to ask. She didn't answer. She simply raised her hand and pointed towards the last classroom, the one that had been locked for 20 years. Then she slowly turned and began walking towards it. The old wooden door, untouched for years, unlocked and opened by itself. As she reached it, the girl stepped inside and vanished. The door slammed shut behind her with a loud bang. Rohit ran out of the school as fast as he could. The next morning, he told the headmaster everything. The headmaster listened quietly and then said, "Rohit Jai, you are not the first one to see her." He told him a tragic story. 20 years ago, a bright student named Mira studied in class 6. One evening, during heavy rain, she returned to school to pick up her forgotten notebook. While she was inside that last classroom, a part of the roof collapsed. She didn't survive. Since that evening, people claimed to see a little girl roaming the corridors, searching for that same notebook. Instead of fear, Rohit felt a strange sadness. The child wasn't harming anyone. She was just stuck, waiting. So that very evening, he gathered his courage and went back to the school. The sun had almost set. Shadows stretched long across the walls. As he reached the abandoned classroom, he softly said, "Mira, I'm here. I will find your notebook." The locked door slowly opened. Inside, the dusty air felt unusually heavy. On the old teacher's desk lay a small, torn notebook with the name Mira written on the cover in faded blue ink. Rohit picked it up gently. The moment he touched it, the air around him became strangely calm. The classroom, once suffocating, felt peaceful. For a brief second, he felt someone standing behind him. When he turned, he saw a faint, soft smile on Mira's face. Her eyes no longer empty, but grateful. And then, like a breath of air, she faded away. From that day onwards, the bell never rang at night again. The corridor footsteps stopped. The villagers noticed that the school felt lighter, safer, calmer. And some people say that the spirit of the little girl finally found peace, all because someone finally returned the notebook she had been searching for 20 long years. This is the Haunted School of Bihar. Some stories are not about fear. They are about souls waiting to be heard. Please like and subscribe.